I'm Tony Sanchez. I guess I should explain the crutches. I fractured my femur recently and had to get surgery. I don't know if those of you who have had surgery, but when you go to the hospital, there's two main questions they ask. One, they want to know your pain level, and it's always like on a scale of 1 to 10. But they never give you any guidance. It should be based on your response. Like, if it's like, ouch, maybe it's a 1. If it's like, holy shit, it's a 5. If you start dropping the F-bombs, you've hit 10. When I fractured my femur, I used the F word as a noun, a verb, an adjective, and an adverb, all in the same sentence. The other question they ask you is, have you had a bowel movement? Now, I haven't had anybody interested in my bowel movement since I was potty training. So when you answer yes, the next question is, describe it. Now, here's where I think a chart would really work out. You can see, a 1 could be like a splatter. A 5 could be like a chocolate Mr. Softy, the ice cream icon. And a 10 could be like a Tootsie Roll. It would make it less awkward, when somebody asks you the question, you just kind of point 5, 6, wherever you go. So I'm a New Yorker. I was born in the projects in Queens. Let's hear it for public housing. Come on! This is it. At the age of 6, my dad decided to move us to an all-white suburb so I can get a better education. I was one of 3 brown kids in my town. The other 2 were my sisters. And my father wanted us to assimilate. So he told my mother, who speaks perfect Spanish and perfect English, don't teach the kids Spanish in case we develop an accent and stick out. I was like, I got brown skin, I got an afro, and my last name is Sanchez. Somebody's gonna figure it out. But my dad was right. The schools were so much better on Long Island. I learned so many new words and phrases, mostly directed at me. Nigger, spit, jungle bunny. And that was just in 1st grade from my teachers. So it's a time of year. The Girl Scouts are out and about walking their high sugar, high fat, non-nutritious cookies, right? I live in the suburbs, so they actually let the Girl Scouts set up a table outside the supermarket. So I'm walking up to my Stop and Shop. I see a whole bunch of Girl Scouts. I understand the deal. I see little Katie. She's got like a sash with like 50 badges. This kid's going places, She comes up to me. She's like, hey, mister, would you like to buy some Girl Scout cookies? And I'm like, sweetie, I'm trying to watch my weight. No, thank you. Are you sure? Because if you buy some cookies, we'll make sure nothing happens to your car. I said, what? Yeah, there's shopping carts in the parking lot, and if they get loose, they'll scratch your car. If you buy some cookies, we'll make sure that doesn't happen. Now, I'm a New Yorker, so I understand what little Katie's saying to me. I just had no idea the Girl Scouts had a badge for extortion. I wonder what it would look like. Maybe a broken leg, somebody holding a pipe, some money being exchanged. Those little bitches be crazy. Watch out. So, I recently went for a colonoscopy. It was my first time. I was a little nervous. Thank you. You enjoyed it as well. Okay. I was a little nervous because I'm over 50. I do have a family history of cancer. And 3, my younger years I worked as a drug mule for the Colombian cartel. So I used to go to Medellin, Colombia, ingest cocaine-filled condoms, fly back to New York, pass them, and give them to my handler. That was a crazy time. I lost track of how many cocaine-filled condoms I ingested versus how many I passed. So I wasn't sure what my proctologist was going to find. I'm not sure what your proctologist found, but we can talk later about that. So you go into general anesthesia for this procedure. So I was waking up still groggy, and my doctor was so excited. Like, Mr. Sanchez, Mr. Sanchez, Mr. Sanchez. There's no polyps in the code. The better news is we're going to close early for a little celebration. So I don't know how you guys in your relationships, but my wife is a lot more technologically sophisticated than me. So anytime it gets to something with my computer or putting on a new app or even handling streaming service, I always rely on my wife. In fact, I refer to it as Tony's Information Technology Support. I said, I'm going to get her a nice shirt to that effect. But when I went to get the shirt, they charged by the letters. I said, screw it. I'll do the acronym. TITS. I'll give you a minute to think about it. And then I ordered one size too small. So when I gave it to her, she was none too happy, but you know what? If she ever goes for a job at Hooters, she's got the perfect shirt for an interview. So I've been with you probably 4 minutes or so. I feel like I've gotten to know you. I'd like to share something with you. I actually suffer from sleep apnea, which means when you sleep, you stop breathing sometimes, or at best it's a horrible snoring. At worst, you stop breathing and you wake up. So the solution they have is a thing called the CPAP machine, which looks like a mask. Well, it is a mask. It has a tube that goes all the way to your night table with a machine that pushes air into your breathing system, right? So, but it goes like this, all night long. So great for breathing, not great for a romantic evening, unless you're married to a wonderful, sexy, and very imaginative wife. So now we incorporate the CPAP machine in our role playing in the bedroom. In the first scenario, I'm a fighter pilot. I land on an island filled with horny women. In the second scenario, I'm an astronaut. I crash land on a planet filled with horny women. In the third scenario, I'm a dying patient in a hospital filled with horny nurses. I'm not sure I like the way that one ends because Nurse Vicky inevitably turns off my breathing machine, puts a pillow over my face, and encourages me to go into the light, which is the same light I'm getting from my post over here. That's my time. I'm totally serious.